Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video, it's going to be a 100,000 subscriber Q&A special. Thank you so much for following me. So about a week ago, I asked you to give me some questions for a Q&A video, and I did ask, but you didn't ask me anything about tights, which some of you have stuck to and some of you haven't. So let's get going. The first question is, would you make a video where you talk about yourself while placing your feet on a table? No. And apparently that wasn't the question. The question is, what did you study and how much did it help you in life? Would you do it again or study something else? I did a health science degree, which is kind of like biology, medicine cross. It's a jack of all trades, master of none. I haven't used it at all. I do think that it's come in handy with other things in life, definitely, but would I do it again? Yeah, I'd do it again. I wouldn't rush to do it again, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think a degree is really necessary unless you're taking a very specific career path. And I guess I just got it because we were told when we were younger everyone has to have a degree, so that's what I did. Pretty pointless though. Anyway. Next one is, am I a dominant person? Sometimes in your videos, the poses you make with the outfits too, sometimes it comes across quite powerful, although maybe it's just for the videos, creating different moods. No, I'm not a dominant person at all. I'm quite assertive, but dominant, no, not at all. If I decided to drop the tights and create different content, what would you make your channel about? I would probably make my channel about herbalism or something like that, because that's really cool. Or plants. Something about plants or herbalism, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. But you wouldn't want to watch that, I'm sure. Maybe even cooking, I don't know. We'll see. Well, we won't see because I'm not going to change it. Don't worry, don't panic. I'm not going to change it. So someone says here they're going to go against my wish not to ask about tights. I should ignore the question if it displeases me. Do you find tights or stockings uncomfortable to put on, wear or take off? So tights are not uncomfortable, or stockings to put on or take off, neither of them, unless they're really, really poor quality. But they are uncomfortable to wear, yes, definitely. I do find them quite restrictive and claustrophobic. I'm a no clothes kind of person. I hate clothes, actually. I would much rather not wear any clothes at all, but we can't do that because it's cold and illegal. Do I feel compelled look forward to putting on shoes that may be less comfortable when you decide on tights? I don't look forward to putting on less comfortable shoes, but yes, I probably do feel compelled to wear slightly more uncomfortable shoes because that's just what suits the look slightly better. What would be a nice outfit with tights and Ugg boots, tights and Crocs, tights and Wellingtons? He's trying to think of unlikely pairings. I did wear tights and wellies the other day when we went for a walk and it was very wet outside. But yeah, what's wrong with tights and wellies? I've done it several times. And tights and Crocs, yeah. But I won't wear Ugg boots because I think Ugg boots are, they probably do vegan ones now, but they're pretty cruel things. So yeah, I don't do Ugg boots. I also don't think they look very nice. What is my favourite Pokemon and did I play the latest games? My favourite Pokemon is Charizard. It always has been from when I was a kid. I guess that we were, I think that the first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Red, and I don't know if I was influenced into that, but yeah, I like Charizard. And did I play the recent games? No and yes. I don't know how many more have come out, but a couple of years ago I did play that open world one that they made. It was a bit like Zelda. I didn't like it at all, actually. I much prefer the, you know, more linear, less daunting kind of games. I mean, I did start playing New Horizon, but I actually just stopped playing it because it was just too big. I just couldn't fathom it. I just was like, no. You know, you've got to have a lot of spare time on your hands to complete it, and I just didn't really have the time. But yeah, I have played a lot of the Pokemon games, but probably not the most recent ones. The next question is, what are my favourite hobbies? I don't really have any hobbies. I guess I do yoga and Pilates, and I do pole dancing. It's not like a choreography class, it's more of a like fitness class, pole fitness class, so it's not really dancing. I guess that's a hobby, kind of. I can crochet. I'm trying to learn to knit. I've tried to learn to knit several times, but I just cannot do it. But I can crochet, and plants. And I would like, in the future, to be one of those old ladies that knows everything about vegetable gardening. So we are on that process now. We've just got a garden, kind of, it's not ready. The back garden is absolute carnage, to be honest with you. But at one point it won't be, and hopefully we'll have lots of little vegetable beds, and that will be good. So I guess that's kind of a hobby. I don't know. I don't really have any hobbies. My favourite travel destination. I don't travel very often, so I wouldn't have a favourite one. And do I like cars? I am not particularly interested in cars. No, they don't interest me at all, to be honest with you, I don't think. I do quite like motorbikes, but yeah, cars are not really on my list, I don't think. Where do I find the time to always look so beautiful? Your guy must be always supportive. So yes, my husband is very supportive, but I barely ever look like this. This is a occasional thing when I'm making content. It is not a constant. I absolutely do not spend every day getting ready, and I really enjoy not wearing any makeup and looking like a tramp most often. So yeah, I don't look like this, and I guess that answers your question. I find the time because I don't do it all the time, you know. Anyway. The next question is, how do I answer 100,000 questions without missing anyone out, and how long does it take? So I don't answer 100,000 questions. I answer just a few. And how long does it take? How long does it take me to get around all my? I'm just going to kind of assume this is what he's asking, even though he probably isn't. How long it takes to get around doing all of my social media comments and replies and messages and stuff, and it takes quite a few hours in the evenings or in the daytime. So that's actually what I spend most of my time doing. So that's why I'm not always creating content. Mostly I'm doing the admin style stuff. It's not very glamorous. Next one is, how does it affect society in future under social points? This is my legitimate intellectual question. I don't understand the question at all. How does it affect society in the future under social points? How does what affect society? I don't know. I don't know what the subject is, so sorry. Favourite band and favourite live gig you've been to? I don't really have a favourite band. I like loads of different ones. I would say my favourite gig was a couple of years ago at Download Festival. There was Funeral for a Friend playing and Carnival, and I think they were on the same day, and that was just really great. I really enjoyed it. It was amazing. Do I do any home cooking, and what are my favourite dishes? Yes, I do all the cooking at home pretty much. And my favourite dishes, sometimes I can cook well because I have inspiration and time and energy. And when all those three things come together, the meal is very nice. Most of the time I don't have inspiration, the time or energy, so I make very plain meals because that's what my daughter will eat. She eats lots and lots of different things, but when they're all kind of smushed together in any way, she doesn't really want to try it. So I can't be bothered to make two meals, so we all just eat plain food most of the time. It's not most of the time, but no, I lie. Yeah, no, it's most of the time. Sometimes I cook, sometimes I don't. Anyway. How am I so pretty? That is subjective. And what's my shoe size? My shoe size is a UK size 5, but I've started getting UK size 6s because I want to wear thicker socks. Do I like West End musicals, and what is the musical I prefer? I wouldn't say I'm a West End musical person. I have seen Wicked and I do like that. I did enjoy that. I like the soundtrack of it. And I did see Frozen with my daughter. I thought it was a spider on me, it's my hair. I did see Frozen with my daughter a couple of years ago down in London, but yeah, no, I wouldn't say that I've seen a lot. I think when I was really young, I think I saw Les Miserables with my mum, but I don't really remember it, and I found it a bit depressing, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm kind of very well versed on that. Do I have any bucket list items you've wanted to do but not done yet? No, I don't really have a bucket list. I concentrate more on trying to be content with what is happening right now. But bucket list items, I guess I would like to. I don't know if you're referring to YouTube or not, or my work, but I would like to be able to do a freestand handstand, just push up into it. That'd be fucking cool, wouldn't it? Maybe one day. Maybe I'll start practicing, and I did years ago start practicing, so I can kind of handstand, but I can't do a very good job of it, and I can't do it like in the middle of the room with control, and I probably can't do it at all now because I haven't done it for ages. But yeah, maybe I'm going to start practicing, and you can pull me up on that, and in like 6 months' time, you can say, "Can you handstand in the middle of the room yet?" And the answer will be probably no, but we'll see. Why am I so pretty? It's subjective. Have you ever reviewed Vivian Milano stockings? No, I've never even heard of them, but I will have a look at them later. Do I prefer blue, green or red stockings? Not red, probably blue or green. I don't know which one is best. It does literally depend on how I'm feeling and what the outfit is. So, what brought me into this line of work, and do I think it's okay for a guy to wear hosiery? Yes, you can wear whatever you want. What got me into this line of work? Well, this line of work, I was at a previous job that I needed to leave, and I was speaking to a colleague, and I said, I need to leave, blah, 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 blah. And he said, why don't you start it? And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And he was like, well, no matter, you do whatever you want on it. It's up to you. And I was like, oh. Well, all right. And I went home and I said to my husband, I need to, or he was my boyfriend at the time, do you think I should start a... And he said, yes, I will hold the camera for you. And there we go. Have I ever been to the US or any plans on visiting? I've not been to the US recently, but I have been about 25 years ago to New York. And it was about Halloween time, and it was actually quite a lot of fun. I also had my very first manicure. It was really nice. I got like flowers on my nails, and I don't know how old I was probably about 8, but it was great. Typical question, which is, what is my favourite tights brand to wear? I don't have a favourite brand. It literally just depends on lots of different factors. So, like for example, Walford are really good, but they're really expensive, and I don't like that about them. And Calcedonia are really good and not very cheap, but they're not quite as good as Walford. I don't know. I don't have a favourite brand. I literally don't. When will I do live streaming again on YouTube and Twitch? Oh, on Twitch, I would love to start live streaming again, but I just it's about the setup. It's just a bit of an awkward setup to do it, and playing a game on there, I find it a bit difficult to kind of multitask and talk at the same time as playing the games. I need to concentrate quite a lot. So yeah, I will bring it back, but not yet. And live streams on YouTube, I don't love doing them. I also don't really like doing live streams on Instagram or TikTok either, because people are really bossy and kind of tunnel vision. They just talk to me purely about tights or ask to see my feet constantly, and I just think it's obviously I don't mind, but it has to be in my own time and my own decision, and kind of being bossed about pretty rudely most of the time. It's not very fun. So I did stop doing them, and also on TikTok I'd get absolutely annihilated for being over the age of 20 because apparently you're not allowed to age if you go on TikTok live. So yeah, no, it was, I don't know if I'll bring it back, maybe not. The next person says, I'm a writer and been mulling over the idea of a very beautiful lady hating the fact that she is beautiful. Do you ever get days when you don't want the attention because you are beautiful? So I do simply not get that much attention. I don't go out that much. I work from home. And when I go out, I mostly look like a tramp or a homeless man. And that doesn't get you a lot of attention. On rare occasions when I go out mildly dressed up, sometimes people might look a little tiny bit, but it's really nothing significant, and they're really not that interested in me. There are way more attractive people out there that are much better to look at. Am I open to creating reaction videos? Yes. I don't know what on. Tell me and I will do it for you. What is my favourite film of all time? I don't really have a favourite film of all time, but I do really, really enjoy the Lord of the Rings films. We try and watch them every year. We like to watch the extended editions around about Christmas time, rewatch them. So yeah, we'll be doing that soon. What is my favourite time of year, as in the season? So my favourite season is none of them. I like all of them. I think that winter is nice, spring is nice, summer is nice, and autumn is nice. There's pros and cons to all of them. Summer's too bloody hot most of the time, and I live in England, so that is not that hot, so you can imagine what it's like if I go abroad. And in winter it's really grey, and that is a bit depressing and dark, but it can be really beautiful and it's kind of cozy. And obviously spring and autumn are always nice because they're like a perfect in-between, aren't they? How old am I and how tall am I? I'm 33 and I am about 5'7", I think. What is my everyday job, or is this it? My everyday job is not YouTube. It is Elf. This is kind of more like a side thing to assist with the main job. What is my ideal way to spend a day off? My ideal way to spend a day off would be to get up, do some yoga. I would have a nice breakfast, maybe some scrambled tofu on toast with some spinach and a nice coffee. And then, if I've got energy, go for a little wander outside. That would be nice. Come back, do some gardening, sort out the garden because it needs a lot of sorting. And then I would like to sit down and watch some anime with my husband. We most recently actually went to the cinema to watch the new Chainsaw Man film, and that was really good. It was really, really good. I'd probably go back and see it again. And I think the new Jujutsu Kaisen, there's a film of that, I didn't realise, but I think it's more of a recap thing. So we'll probably go and watch that. And we've got quite a few that we need to catch up on as well. So yeah, I'd probably watch something like that. Or Lord of the Rings. It depends what time of year it is. What's my biggest fear? I would say my biggest fear genuinely is spiders. I've tried really hard to not be scared of them, but I am scared of them. Bless them. I try to leave them in the house nowadays, but I don't always have the capacity to do that, so I'll try and take them outside, or I'll get someone else to take them outside for me. That I know there's nothing to be scared of, especially in England, but it's actually, I don't think they're going to hurt me. Like, I actually don't care if they hurt me. That's absolutely fine. If you want to hurt me, that's no problem, but I just don't want them to touch me. Do you know? It's the way that they just, and they're gone. Like, where are they? I guess I'm not scared of rodents at all, but I guess people get a similar kind of thing of like, you know, they just kind of vanish. Where are they? But I think rodents are so cute. So yeah, but spiders is my biggest fear, definitely. How many times have I laddered the tights, putting them on, spoiling the intended review? I don't remember doing it. Maybe like once or twice. Most of the time they can handle, you know, just being put on once. But I do ladder them often when I am doing photo shoots because I'm in funny positions. And yeah, they pretty much, I mean, they will often, if they're a weak pair of tights, yes, they will get laddered, definitely. Do I have a favourite sport? And how do I maintain what he refers to as a perfect shape? I don't like sport at all. And I think I just said earlier, I do yoga and Pilates and a pole fitness class. But not that often, honestly. I don't do a lot. Sometimes I do it like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Sometimes I'll do nothing at all in a week. So I am inconsistent. What's my favourite vegan treat, please? Ooh, I like cake. Any cake, all cake, give me the cake. I would eat an entire cake if Nobody would judge me for it. I would easily do that in one sitting, even after like a full meal. That'd be no problem. Just give me the cake. Someone asks what operating system I'm using. I have no idea. And here is a long message. Just think of all the humans who have ever lived, going back hundreds of thousands of years, millions even. There has only really been us and our grandparents who have had the experience of flying far above the earth, looking down over the blue ocean. That is only 1 to 3 humans' lifetime that have had that experience. And until now, very, very few people get in magazines or TV again, only 2 people less than those who have flown. Truly, there is no grievance at all. It's great to see your photos. I had 5,000 subscribers, but I wasn't that bothered about being on the videos myself. I think there are a lot of lonely people out there. Some people would value 2 or 3 great friends, let alone 12 or more. 100. I'm not really sure what he's getting at. I think he's trying to suggest that I regularly message all 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. His question is, do you think it's more a female's or woman's psychology or fantasy to be admired and adored by thousands of people, or a social esteem thing? Has it been culture that has created it, the technology, or what? And then he goes on to say something about, I think he kind of goes on to kind of say stuff about he would be frustrated if he couldn't remember 100,000 people by name, blah, 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 blah. Sounds to me like this man is a little bit jealous of that I've got 100,000 subscribers and he hasn't. But in all seriousness, the question that it's women that apparently want to be admired by thousands of people is not, in my opinion, not correct at all. I think I've seen many men who want to be adored by thousands of people, like many, many men. So it's the same level in both genders. But what I would say is that it's nothing to do with your gender, and it's actually to do with your upbringing. And it does depend whether you've been brought up to have a high value of other people's opinions, and whether you have been brought up to be a people pleaser, lots of things. I don't do it for attention, which he seems to think that I do. It's crazy. Can you think that I would do all of this that I do just simply for attention? That's mental. And I think you're very naive if you look at anybody that you see online who does this kind of thing, to think they're purely doing it for attention. Some are, I guess, but most of the people that kind of are putting work into it, because it's a lot of work, they're doing it for money, not for attention. You know, obviously this guy was doing it for attention, but he only managed 5,000 subscribers. What's my Myers-Briggs personality type? I actually did do this for you. I don't know what it is, and I went through a questionnaire online before I did this so I could tell you, but I got to the end of it and I knew they'd want my email address or something like that, which is fine. I was prepared to do that, but then they said, oh, it's £2. I got to pay £2. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I'm not paying £2 for it. Did I ever do a wet look shoot? Well, I don't know what you mean, but I did get sprayed with a hose outside one time, and that's on my site. Have I ever been to Mexico City? Nope. What music do I love to listen to? I really like metalcore, hardcore, progressive kind of music, emo music. I do, though, like all different kinds of music. I think it's amazing. I would actually say it's easier to tell you what I don't like, which is probably indie. I just find it a bit monotonous. There's not a lot of dynamics or passion, you know? I've got to be able to sing to it. As long as I can sing to it, I'm happy. Or like, if it's a bit groovy, then that's good too. But yeah, I like all music, to be honest with you. Am I now, or do you want to become a full-time YouTuber, or do I have another job or business? So I am not a full-time YouTuber. I do have another job or business. YouTube is just part of it. What do you enjoy doing when you're not creating content? I've kind of said with my hobbies and stuff, which I don't have hobbies, but what do I do? Probably sit in existential dread. That's really what I do when I'm not creating content. Favorite colour? I don't know because I am not in primary school. What do I like to read? I did a lot of listening to audiobooks while I cleaned the house, things like that. I don't know. There's lots of different things, mainly kind of spirituality or something to do with plants, you know, those kind of things. I don't know. Or perhaps some kind of health-based book as well. I don't know. I can't tell you. It's kind of different every time. Someone says, there's this funny challenge going around. You are tied up, you wear nylons, and you try not to laugh while someone's tickling you. It's way harder than it sounds. Want to give it a go? This guy thinks I was born yesterday and would like to make some free content for him, which I do not. Do you ever meet up with anyone from YouTube? Nope. And that was it. That was it. So, I would like to say thank you again for my 100,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you again in the next video. Goodbye.